Hello everyone. Welcome to the Cheetahs Sea of Green Track Meet 2022. My name's Adam and
My name's Devin Meadows.
we'll be here commentating for you guys today. So coming up next, we have the men's 400. And it'll be starting at around 5 or a few minutes after. And we'll pop the heat sheet up for you there in 1 second. Oh, there we go. Second camera's working. Okay, so we'll pop up the schedule for today here first.
Men's 400 will be starting shortly, everyone.
And let's take a look at our heat sheet for the men's 400.
Lane 1, you've got Elijah Peterson in his first race ever, the 14-year-old. Strachan Lieberman in lane 2. Anthony Amenta, the 2021 provincial champion in the 100 and 200 in lane 3. Nathan George in lane 4, the former Canadian 400 champion, who opened the season last weekend with a 46.9 at the UBC Open, and he has competed for Canada at the Pan Am Games, World University Games, and the NACAC Championships, so keep an eye on him in lane 4. Lane 5, Felix Allen from Simon Fraser with the second fastest seat time of 45.15. And in lane 6, Joran Lenton from Simon Fraser, and lane 7, Fraser McKay from Universal Athletics.
And we're having a couple of technical issues here. We'll be back with you in 1 second. Come on. Why are we not working here? And the issues should be resolved here in 1 second. And there we go. Coming to you with the Cheetahs Sea of Green 2022 men's 400 meters.
Keep an eye on Nathan George in lane 4.
And we're going to have an on-screen timer, but it might not be accurate. We'll get the final results to you as soon as the race ends. Looks like we're just getting a couple issues with some blocks sorted out. Hopefully the race will be underway before the weather turns bad, because we got a dubious forecast coming up. High wind, rain.
True.
We have Nathan George, strong start, already took off the lead. Nathan George is pulling ahead of the field. And who's that coming in second here? Looks like we got some of the Cheetahs athletes and the SFU athletes going neck and neck. We'll see what Nathan comes through here, and he's looking on a strong time. And Nathan's going to come through here in 46 high. SFU second, SFU third. We got Anthony in fourth. We got Strachan Lieberman coming in at fifth. And looks like we got Fraser McKay and another cheetah coming in after that. Great race there. Great race.
Okay.
And we'll get the results out to you shortly for the times there.
The next event up is the women's 400 meters at 5:10 p.m. Athletes, if you haven't gotten your numbers yet, please do so at the green tent on the southeast end of the field. Marshalling begins in a few minutes at the start line.
Okay, so as you heard, coming up next we have the women's 400 meters coming up at 5:10. So yeah, and let's see what we got there. Let's go through this. Looks like we got Jordan Jacobs from SFU Athletics, Claire Bosma from SFU Athletics, Elizabeth Vanderput from SFU Athletics as well, and Kalima Nagobi from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. And looks like all the seed times there are pretty similar. So we should have a good race on our hands. Oop, I forgot to reset that timer. There we go. Getting a little colder here, so we'll see if it holds off. And I think the results are just printing. So I'll have those to you pretty shortly. Here, I'm just going to switch to the other camera here. We have some more technical difficulties with the main shot there. Let's see if we can get this sorted out. Okay. So we made a couple adjustments there, and we'll see if that's working again. Oh, and it looks to be working much better. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, I'll just pop up that heat sheet again, just in case anyone missed it. So it looks like we got the women's 400 meters. And again, we have Jordan Jacobs coming in at a seed time of 1:01. Claire Bosma with a 58, Elizabeth Vanderput with a 58 again, and Kalima with a 1:01. So we do have a really good race on our hands here, folks.
Printer difficult.
And we're having a couple difficulties with the printer as well, so all the results will be posted online, but in the meantime, we're sorry about that, folks. And in case you missed it earlier, we're going to pop up the schedule here again. So it's 5:09 right now. We should have the women's 400 meters starting any minute now. As you can see, they're setting up their blocks over there. And after that, we'll have the men's 800. I believe we have 2 or 3 heats of that. And then men's 100 meters, women's 100 meters, the men's 15, the women's 15, and then the 200s. And we'll end off the night with a mixed 5,000 meters, which should be a lot of fun. Okay, do we have anything to say about women's 400 meters? Does not look like it. And we'll just adjust this camera one more time. Oh, that's looking a lot better. Much better. Okay, so women's 400 meters should be kicking off shortly. Let's see what's going on there on the track, shall we? So in lane 3, we can see we have Jordan Jacobs. Lane 4, Claire Bosma. Lane 5, we have Elizabeth. And Elizabeth doesn't seem to be out there. And then lane 6, we have Kalima. So here we go. And they're off. Looks like a pretty equal start here. Kalima has a strong start. But you can never tell with the curve. SFU is still running strong. Oh, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a tight race here, folks. Very tight race. SFU seems to be closing. Looks like Claire's pulling into the lead. Claire Bosma from SFU Athletics. Kalima's holding on for second. And it looks like it's going to be tight on the line, folks. And Kalima looking like she's going to hold her off. And Kalima holds her off. Solid time there as well, folks. Looks like around 1 minute flat. So in first we had Claire Bosma from SFU Athletics. Second we had Kalima Nagobi from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. And third we had Jordan Jacobs. And coming up next, we have the men's 800 meters, which should be an exciting show here. Looks like men's 800. We're gonna have 2 heats here. First, we have, oh, this is gonna be a great race. Looks like all of the seed times here are within 2 or 3 seconds of each other. So it should be a very tight race.
In lane 1, we'll have Lucas Robertson from West Van with a seed time of 2:05. In lane 2, Ben Wesman from the Cheetahs. His first 800, but he has a 400 PB of 50.8. Lane 3, Bernardo Sada. Lane 4, Timothy Siau from the Cheetahs. Lane 5, Benjamin Schoening, unattached. Lane 6, Zachary Gibney. His first club event for the Cheetahs, but he's run a lot in high school. Lane 7, Charlie Kanuka. And lane 6, Oliver Van Dijk.
And keep an eye out on some of the Cheetahs' feats out there. I see Timothy, and Timothy has a nice new Nike Dragonfly spikes, so maybe he'll drop a fast time today, you know? A new shoe technology.
Expect lots of PBs.
Yeah.
For real.
And it looks like the race should be starting in 5 minutes here, 6 minutes here. And they're just taking strides out on the field, as you can see.
And the rain coming in just in time for the 800.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to rain here, folks. Hopefully that doesn't slow them down at all.
No.
Maybe it'll speed them up, if anything. Don't want to get out of there faster. Who knows?
The next event will be the men's 800 meter at 5:20 p.m.
And the second heat of this 800 meter should be exciting as well. It looks like we have 11 runners in that. So it might be a little bit of chaos on the track.
I messed up.
And the results, we're still sorting out some technical difficulties, but the results should be in shortly. Okay, again, if you're just joining us, this is Adam Crespi and
Devin.
Meadows here, commentating for you guys today. Up next, we'll pop up the schedule one more time for you guys. We have the men's 800 meters coming in just a few minutes here, and it's set to be a real good race. Let's get the heat sheet up there. So again, we have lane 1, Lucas Robertson. Lane 2, Benjamin Wiesman. Lane 3, Bernardo Sada. Lane 4, Timothy Siau. Lane 5, Benjamin Schoening. Lane 6, Zachary Gibney. And lane 7, Charlie Kanuka. And lane 8, Oliver Van Geek. And it looks like they're just getting on the track now, so we'll be getting underway soon. Okay, as the men take to the track here, we'll get ready to go. See lots of super spikes out there. Sport's certainly changing. Just taking some strides out here. And looks like we're having some more technical difficulties. Isn't that lovely? Oops, that's not what we want. How is it? Okay, just gonna turn it off and on again. Usually works. Sorry about that, folks. And it looks like we're good again. Here we go. Men's 800 meters in any minute now. Oh, I see some nice ducky shorts there. That's gonna be good luck.
And Benjamin Schoening repping the Horizon Track Club singlet.
Yeah, check them out if you haven't already. It's a great movement. Those are the red Nike Dragonfly spikes I was talking about on Timothy Siau. Makes them hard to miss. They're brand new as well, so should have lots of pop.
That intel information, insider information right there.
Timothy has been telling the world he has big plans for today, so hopefully that comes true. Okay, it looks like we have 5 runners on the start line there, so unless... Okay, and there's the rest of the runners there. I guess they were just sorting out their bibs. So it looks like, again, we have all 8 runners. This is going to be a really good race, folks. Okay, we're about to get underway. Just as the rain starts.
Keep an eye on lane 1, Benjamin from the Cheetahs. He hasn't run an 800, but he has a 400 PB at 50.8.
Yeah, so might be
Watch
fast.
out for a fast start.
Might be a 55 opener and a 65 closer. We'll have to see, huh? Pacing the 800's hard. Here we go. And looks like we got a little bit of a false start there. Let's try again. Here we go. And they're off. Looks like we have lane 1 holding his lead. And they're forming a pack. It's a quick start. Very quick start. Looks like they're going to come through. Is that
14.
Yeah, it's a quick time there. Benjamin taking the lead. Oh, Zachary making a move in the back of the pack. Looks like they're all stringing out here. That's how you know it's an honest pace. Looks like they're coming 200 in around 29. So it should be a fast time. Timothy sitting on his shoulder there. There's a good stride. Looks like they are all stringing out. They come around the bend here. Benjamin is still in the lead with Timothy sitting on his shoulder, looking confident.
Let's see what they come through in 400 here.
Looks like it's 58, 59, around 60 flat. So this should be a PB.
Around 61.
We should see a lot of PBs if they can keep up this pace. I have a feeling they will.
And the front pack tightening up.
It's bunching up a little bit. Oh, Timothy Siau takes the lead. And he starts to pull away a little bit, but they're not letting him go.
Benjamin Schoening in the Horizon kit creeping up on Timothy down the backstretch.
This is about to be an exciting home stretch, folks.
Looks like it could be anyone's race in that
Looks
first
like they
four.
slowed down a little bit the last 200 there. We're at 132. 132. And who's that taking the lead? Charlie, someone said. Seems to be getting away from everyone.
Looks like Lucas Robertson, West fan.
And it looks like he's closing hard. This is about to be a good time, folks. 159. That's a solid PB, folks. Seems like we have a lot of... Ooh, nice. 205, 206, 207, 208, and 209. Great race there.
Shout out Timothy Siau with the 205. Big PB there.
That was a great 800. It's always great to see the pain these guys are in. Putting it all on the line. Gotta reset the time. There we go.
Results for the men's 400 meters. Our first event. In first place, we have Nathan George from the Coquitlam Cheetahs at a time of 47.25. Second, we got Felix Allen from Simon Fraser, 50.47. Jordan Lenton, third, Simon Fraser, 51.50.
Okay, and now we welcome Heat 2 to the track of the men's 800 meters. And it looks like we have lane 1, we have Jorge Martinez from Westman Track and Field. Lane 2, Colin McIntosh from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. Lane 3, we have Henry Messman from Oceans. Lane 4, we have Alexander Dahlman from Coquitlam Cheetahs. Lane 5, we have Oliver Hum, who don't see out there. Maybe he didn't make it today. Lane 6, we have Mark Pinkard from Oceans Track and Field. Lane 7, we have Joseph Domingo from Coquitlam Cheetahs. And lane 8, we have Rowan Dalwally from West Van Track and Field. This should be a good race again. We have a lot of new runners here with no times in the seed, so I guess that means a lot of PBs are going to be set here no matter what. And we have the results from the men's 400 meters before this gets underway. So we're going to go through these here. So the men's 400 meters, we had George Nathan taking home first place with a 47.25. We had Felix Allen from SFU taking second place with a time of 50.47. In third, we had Joran Lenton from SFU, who took a time of 51.50. Fourth, we had Anthony Amenta. Fifth, we had Strachan Lieberman. Sixth, we had Fraser McKay, and seventh, we had Elijah Pedersen. And from the women's 400, we got those results as well. We have first, Claire Bosma, second, Kalima Nagobi, and third, Jordan Jacobs. So let's pay attention here onto the track, where we have the second heat of the men's 800s about to be underway. And that's not the right one. This is the right one. Some nice super spikes out there, folks. It's making me wish I had a lot of money so I could just collect them. And here we go, folks. It's about to be underway. And they're trying it again. And the men's 800 meters second is underway.
So Jorge Martinez in the lead to begin.
Looks like Alex Dalmain is chasing hard. It looks like they've opened a little bit fast here, folks. I think 15, 16 seconds through the 100 meters. We'll see what they come through the 200, but this might be a very painful race out there today. A lot of crashing and burning. Looks like they're coming through 200 meters in 29, right around 30 seconds. And we'll see if they can keep it up. So in first place, we have Jorge Martinez, followed by Alex Dalmain. And third place, who do we have out there? Third place looks like another West Van Track and Field athlete.
Like Rowan Dollywall.
Looks like Rowan out there. Looks like they're coming through pretty fast to the 400. See if they can keep it up. It looks like they're coming through in 103, 104. See if they can keep it up, folks. Might be a tight finish.
Now Rowan Dollywall in the lead.
And Jorge not letting him go. Alex is right on Jorge's tail there. Rowan's pulling away a little bit, but they're all within striking distance. This is going to be a kicker's race here. It's looking like they're hurting.
Watch out for Mark Pinkard from Oceans. He's not out of this yet. Neither is George Plessu from the Cheetahs.
George is closing on the lead pack.
Now
And
George coming in.
Alex Dalmain is sitting on his shoulder, ready to make a pass. He looks comfortable.
And here comes George.
George out of nowhere. George pulling around the bend.
This is
We're on the
going to be a
home
good
stretch
one.
here.
George coming through the home stretch.
George is putting it on. That's a kick if I've
Big
ever seen
finish
one.
by George.
Coming out of nowhere, George Plessu. Followed by Rowan, followed by Alex,
2:13.
and followed by an Oceans athlete and Jorge. Looks like he's hurting. And in sixth place we have who's at sixth place there? Billy. And another Oceans athlete. And we're closing is Steven. So good race out there today. So lots of PB set in that race. George, what did we catch George at?
Our next event will be the men's 100 meter.
So as you heard on the announcements there, our next event is the men's 100 meters.
And we will have 2 heats for the men's 100 meter.
Men's 100 meter, we'll pop up the heat sheets here. We have, oh, I forgot to show that earlier. We have men's 100 meter, heat 1. So it looks like we have Victor Zhao, Diego Areso, Anthony Armenta, Keito Suzuki, Jeremy Belcher, Caleb Gunninger, Mitchell Gibbs, and Danny Zhang. So a lot of fast athletes out there. And we had Anthony Armenta, who's already run the 400, coming out again to run the 100 meters here. So let's get the camera on there, folks. You see him setting up. Running out some strides, keeping warm in this classic Vancouver weather. It's a hard thing to keep warm, I'll tell you. I'm sitting up here with good 4 layers on. Can't imagine how these runners are doing it in their singlets and shorts. So we'll get the results to you soon of that men's 800 meters, but I think we had some PB set there, which is great. So this should be a good race again. We have some very tight seat times here. A lot of people around 11:1, 11:2. We should have a very tight race here. Okay, so we should be starting any minute here, folks. I'll pop up the heat sheets again there, or I will not actually. So keep an eye out in lanes 3, 4, and 5. We have our 3 fastest seat times there. 2 SFU athletes, and then Anthony, who's already run the 400 meters. Should be a great race. Looks like they're stepping over their blocks now here, folks. Things are about to get underway. And here we go, it's off. And we have lane 1 taking an early lead, lane 2 catching up. And the SFU runners seem to be dominant down the home stretch here. And it looks like we have SFU going 1 and 2 on the line with a very solid time there. We'll see what the results come in. Take my times with a grain of salt there. But that seemed like it'd be a very, very solid race.
So that was Jeremy Belcher followed by Kaito Suzuki.
And we'll get those results to you as soon as we get them as well. The rain seems to be holding off a little bit more. It's just sprinkling now.
And we are about to start heat number 2.
Oh, and heat 2 is about to start. Heat 2. We have, let's pop it up there quickly.
In the meantime, we do have results. For the first heat for
The men's 100 meters heat 2. We have another 7 athletes there.
Fraser McKay in lane 1 and Elijah Peterson in lane 2. Both ran the 400 earlier. Emmanuel Akpovivoro, Clarence Chung, Massimo Artizzoni, Ignacio Yanez, and Marty Baharunas.
Okay. Second heat of the men's 800 meters. It will be starting up soon. Looks like they're just getting ready, setting up their blocks. And before they get underway, we have the results from the men's 800 meters. So in first place, we had Lucas Robertson with a time of 2:03.20. Second place, we had Benjamin Schoening, unattached. I think he was running for Horizon Track Club. We had 2:04. And third place, we had Charlie Kanaka from West Vancouver Track and Field Club with a time of 2:05.1. And it looks like some solid PBs set here today, folks. And from Heat 2, we had George Pleaser taking first place with a time of 2:12, which I think is a huge PB for George. And second place, we had Rowan Dolawali from West Vancouver Track and Field Club. And third place, we had Alexander Dalmain from the Cheetahs. And now let's turn our attention to the men's 100 meters, second heat here. So in this heat, keep your eyes on lane 3, lane 4, and lane 6, and 5 and 6. And yeah, it should be a good race. A little bit of delay on the start line here. And the wind is picking up a little bit, so we'll see if that affects the results. I think it's coming from maybe northeast right now. So sprinters might get a little bit of a boost. We'll see. And it's stepping onto the blocks here. Looks like things are about to get underway in the men's 100 meters, heat 2. And they're off. And oop, I switched the camera angle, a little glitch there. Sorry about that. And we have White Singlet taking first place from Vancouver Thunderbirds, I believe. But hard to tell. Another solid time there from them, folks. Looks like, who did we get in first place there, Devin?
Looks like it was Clarence Chung.
Clarence Chung from the Vancouver Thunderbirds taking first place. And the wind is really picking up now, so it's getting chilly up here in the booth. So coming up soon, we have the women's 100 meters, where there should be 3 heats. So a lot of 100 meter runners here. And we'll get the camera over there. Watch, I'm setting up, preparing. Running some strides. Okay, so the first heat of the women's 100 meters. Looks like we're gonna have Delaney Self from Coquitlam Cheetahs, Jordan Jacobs from SFU Athletics, Serena Kennedy from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, Jalen Cummings from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, Jordan Reed from the Vancouver Thunderbirds, McKenna Self from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, Jaden McLaughlin from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, and Estella Manella from SFU Athletics. let's get the view on them right now. And I'm waiting for the results from the men's and women's 100s, but we'll get them to you shortly. I guess the women's 800s have not been run yet, so those might take a little bit longer. And it's certainly getting cold out here, folks. So it might be a little bit of a delay. We'll see. So we have some accomplished athletes in this field. Notably Delaney South, who was the U16 2021 provincial champ. We have Serena Kennedy, who set some personal bests last week in the 100 meter and 200 meters, so we should get some official ones today. We have Jalen Cummings, who's a favorite for BC high schools this year, grade 12. And Jordan Reed, the same boat there, favorite for BC high schools. And we have lots of recent PBs, so this should be a great race out there today, folks. I'm excited to see what happens here. Okay, it looks like we're getting underway any minute here.
Heat 1, the women's 100 meter.
Okay, we're about to get underway here, folks. Heat 1 of the women's 100 meter dash. And they've gotten into their blocks. And a little technical push there. And they're off. Lane 1 has a strong start. Delaney. Cheetahs are all running hard there in the middle. And we'll switch camera angles here. And a very close finish. Super close finish. And I'll stop the timer a little bit late there. Sorry, folks. Another great race by the Cheetah athletes today. Okay, we're tuning into the second heat of the women's 100 meter dash. So I'll get you the heat sheets here. Looks like we have, ooh, got reset a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. Heat 2, we have Fraser McKay from University, and oh, this is the men's 100 meters. My bad, folks. Sorry about that. Thought the name seemed a little bit masculine. And Heat 2, sorry, we have Sierra Blondo, we have Megan McKay, we have Karen Adande, Sumaya Ahmed, Kaylee McKay, and Manuel. Looks like they're on their marks. Looks like we might be having a couple streaming issues. Sorry, folks. Wi-Fi can. Oops. Okay, so let's review the results from the men's 100 meters we had a few minutes ago. In first place, we had Jeremy Belcher from SFU Athletics with a time of 11:03. Second place, we had Kaito Suzuki from SFU as well with 11:08. And third place, we had Caleb Gruniger from Coquitlam Cheetahs with 11:42. That's the first heat. Second heat, we had taking home first was Clarence Chung from the Vancouver Thunderbirds with a time of 11.74. Second place, we had Tinashe Veriri from Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 11.76. So very tight on the finish line there. And third place, we had Marty Baharunas from Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 12.14. So some great work out there today, folks. And the third heat of the women's 100 meters is about to be underway in lane. Let's see as this gets underway. And they are off. Looks like lane 2 has a very strong start. It did not start the timer properly there. And looks like we have a strong finish from the outside lane there. That was Candace Chung from the Coquitlam Cheetahs taking home that heat.
Alex is back.
And that was the third heat of the women's 100 meters. Okay, so our next race is coming up at 6:05, and we have the men's 1500 meters. So we'll be getting back to you a little bit more then. Okay, for those of you just tuning in, this is the Coquitlam Cheetahs Sea of Green Meet 2022. It's April 2nd today, and it's a classic Vancouver day, as you can probably see. It's pouring rain, windy, storm tonight. But what more can you really ask for? I'm joined here by my co-commentator Devin Meadows.
What's up?
We're both injured right now, but we hope to be racing again this season, and maybe we can actually be running out there instead of commentating. So again, coming up next, we have the men's 1500 meters. I'll do a little preview of the heat sheets here. Not that heat sheet. That is the wrong heat sheet. Don't look at that heat sheet. Not that one either. I should have set this up in a better way. I'm sorry, folks. Men's 1500 meters. So we have Devin Meadows will introduce him here.
Jose Castro from Simon Fraser. Kirobal Bogale from Simon Fraser. Those two are the clear favorites based on the seed times of 3:58 and 4:02 respectively. Brendan Moore, James Hodgson, Yamane Mulugeta, Micah Logie, Benjamin Schoening, Keon Jivraj, Stephanus Snyman, Cole Wheeler, Tianyi Zhang, Martin Dahman, Henry Nestman, and Ethan Blake.
And yeah, you see it's a huge field out there today. We have 14 athletes, so there might be some slaughter if there's a slow pace. Might see some falls. We might get some carnage out there on the track. Hopefully not, though. We are not hoping for that. We're hoping for a good, clean race. And I think a couple athletes may have scratched, though, due to the weather, due to sickness. So we'll have to wait and see. So I'm reading the chat now. Sorry, folks. Didn't see it before. We have some familiar faces in the chat. I see Isaac Baker. Huge congratulations to Isaac. I saw him. He signed to UBC Okanagan. So if you're a fan of university track here in BC, keep an eye on Isaac Baker. He's a strong athlete going forward. I see Tay Kim out there cheering on Timothy.
Shout out Tay Kim in high jump this year.
Yeah, Tay Kim jumping a 1.8. He's a good shot at BC Provincials, but there's no field events out here today. And looks like the results have just come in for the women's 1500 meters. So we'll go through those. In the women's 100 meters, we had first Jalen Cummings from Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 12.45. Second, we had Jordan Reed from the Vancouver Thunderbirds with a time of 12.55. And third, we had McKenna Self from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 12.57. So a really tight finish there from those times. In the second heat, we had Megan McKay taking it from Oceans Athletics Track and Field Club with a time of 14.45. In second, we had Kaylee McKay, who I think she's related to the first place athlete because they have the same last name. Also from Oceans with a time of 14.80. And third place, we had Sumaya Ahmed from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 14.85. Again, for full results, they will be posted online after the meet finishes. For the third heat of the women's 1500 meters, we had Candice Chung taking home first from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, 14.31. Second, we had Sarah Mihaloff from Coquitlam Cheetahs, time of 14.92. And number 3, we had Suemi Lima Hung from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 15.27. Some great times out there today for the 100 meter dash. Okay. So we have a new cameraman. So sorry if there's any difficulties with the camera work. He's never used a camera in his life before. So I mean, you should be pretty thankful that he's you can see it at all. And the men's 1500 meters is just getting underway on the far side of the field there. They're lining up their blocks, as you can see. Okay, folks, so you see we have a huge heat, as I was saying. We have 14 athletes in this men's 1500 meters. It looks like they're getting a little explaining to by the one of the officials here today. We're hoping there's not carnage, but if there's carnage, it'll be good entertainment, right?
Keep an eye on Jose Castro, Kirabel Bogali, and Brendan Moore, the 3 fastest seed times in the red kits.
Yep, SFU University Athletics is strong showing out here today. And the rain and the wind is really picking up now, so I feel a little bit bad for the athletes out there freezing to death.
As Adam Crespi would say, it's a bit of a doozy.
I don't know if I would say that, Mr. Meadows.
I have it on film.
See, they're running some strides out here. I see some maybe Cole Wheeler out there doing some lunges.
Cole
the green
Wheeler.
jacket. He was a man to watch out for in provincials last year, cross-country provincials.
He was
We had a strong showing from Cole Wheeler.
Team BC.
Team BC, and then in the nationals as well. He was a strong showing, even with the horrid nationals course. I didn't go myself, but I saw on Strava, and oh man, it was a doozy. Okay, we're about to get underway, folks. Men's 1500 meters. There's only one heat of this today. And keep your eyes out for Yamane out there as well. He ran a very fast 5K a few weeks ago in the cross-country season. And we'll see how he takes it down to the 1500. Looks like they're having a long chat with the official there. Not sure what they could be talking about, but hopefully they're underway soon. I'm sure everyone is cooling down very quickly right now. Let's check the weather. It looks like we're at a solid, let's see here, folks. We're at a solid 9 degrees in showers here in Coquitlam, British Columbia. But that's normal for us. It's normal. We train the whole winter in these conditions. Snow, rain, sleet, hail. That's what the Coquitlam Cheetahs are all about. Looks like we're about to be underway here. The men's 1500 meters. Oh, and we're having some rain blow a little bit sideways here. Hopefully not all of our electronic equipment gets soaked. That would not be great. Okay, and we are about to get underway, folks. Again, this should be an exciting race. We got lots of seed times here from around 4 minutes flat to 4:30. And with 14 athletes, there's bound to be some tight finishes. And they're on the line, and they're getting off the line again. Presumably they weren't cold enough, and the official wants to make them a little bit colder. And it's really getting chilly out there. On the line, here we go, folks. And they're off. The men's 1500 meter. Looks like taking SFU, taking out a strong lead.
Looks like Jose Castro, followed by Kiribel Bogali from Simon Fraser.
It's a sea of red out there, folks. But I see a Horizon singlet. I see some Ocean singlets out there. I see a long string of athletes. Means it's an honest pace. We'll see what they come through the first 300 meters in here. I'm saying around maybe 50 seconds. SFU, it's a sea of red. It's a time trial out there today. Coming around in 47 seconds. That's a fast pace. They're going lightning quick. Still SFU, they're making a huge gap out there. SFU is putting the distance in from all the other athletes. They're running this as a team. It's almost like watching a cross-country race with team tactics. The field has certainly strung out. SFU is putting a huge gap on the field there. So you can see second group of athletes there. Big gap behind them. Let's see what they come through here in 700 meters. Beautiful stride the SFU athletes have there. It's a pleasure to watch. Looks like around 150, 152. Now we have the second chase pack coming through in around 2 flat for 700 meters. Looks like we'll have a tight finish between the second group. The SFU athletes are starting to string out themselves.
Looks like Jose Castro and Kiribel Bogali separating themselves from Michael Ogie and Brendan Moore.
You know, Devin, this is what we expected just from the seed times here.
Yeah.
But the two other SFU athletes there are hanging on for dear life. Looks like they're doing pretty well there too.
It's going to be an interesting finish between these top 2 guys.
They're still looking very smooth. No obvious exertion there. It looks like Kiribel there is having just the time of his life sitting on the tail of his teammate. I don't know about you, Devin, but this seems like the classic. He's going to go around him as soon as the time comes. He's going to wait till the home stretch and throw in a kick. And that's the bell lap, folks, coming through 2:58. They close in a 60 here. We'll see a sub-4 performance, which I know I would love to see. And we have the chase back here coming through in around 3:09, 3:10, coming around 3:13. And they're closing fast. 300 meters to go for the SFU athletes. It's still tight. They're going head to head. See which athlete can take it. It's Jose or Kiribel.
Now Jose looks like he's got a bit of a
away.
lead.
Jose's pulling away. And the chase back is still very tight. Jose is pulling away with a pretty dominant victory here. And what's the time? 3:59, just outside of 4 minutes. Great effort from the Simon Fraser University athletes. Let's see, we got another SFU athlete in third. Could be Brendan Moore or James Hodgson. I'm not sure. And the fourth SFU athlete coming home for 4th place. And we have a tight finish for 5th between the Horizon Track Club athlete and Oceans athlete. And Yamane is closing hard with a solid time. And we have Cole Wheeler coming in for 6th, 7th place. And looks like we have, I'm not sure who that is coming in. The gray shirt man coming in for 8th place. And John Zhang, who's been dealing with some sickness today. So it's great to even see him out there in his beautiful ducky shorts. Is coming home for 8th or 9th place there. A few more athletes coming home. We have Oceans again. Henry Nestman. Closing hard. And then we have 2 more cheetahs coming over here. Oh no, it's a nice big kick. Leading it all out there. It's great to see. Nice. Tight finish there. And that was the men's 1500 meters. I'll do this. So coming up next, we have the women's 1500 meters coming up in 6 minutes at 6:20 p.m. And let's take a look at the heat sheet for that. Looks like we have Mayla Hodgson from Oceans. We have Cindy Clement from West Van Track and Field. We have Ella Madsen from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. We have Sophia Day from West Van Track and Field. We have Abigail Yakemchuk from Oceans Track and Field. And we have some SFU athletes, Charlotte Prangley, Alicia Ranahan, and Ella Marion from SFU Athletics. And then continued, we have another big heat here today. We have Rachel McDonald from Oceans Track and Field, Lucy King from Oceans, Alita Dolman from West Van, Joanie Claus, Ella Calnins from Coquitlam Cheetahs, Ella Wigmore, and Rachel Watkins. So lots of Ellas here today. We have 4 Ellas in this race. A quarter of the athletes are named Ella. It's interesting. So in this race, keep your eyes on, let's see here. Keep your eyes on lane 1 at the start here. Mayla Hodgson from Oceans with the fastest seat time. She was the BC High School junior cross-country champion. And we had Cindy Clement, also from West Van Track and Field Club, who is a BC cross-country team member. And we had Ella Madsen, who is also a BC cross-country team member. So a lot of great cross-country athletes in this field today. And let's see what they can do for a 1500 meter. Should be starting in a couple minutes here, folks. And we have a couple runners here with no time for the 1500 meters, so it should be some new personal bests. It's really getting cold out here, isn't it, Devin? I know I'm getting chilly.
Yup.
My 4 layers and my down jacket, it's still cold. Now we've had a little switch up of helpers here. So Devin Meadows is going to be working the camera a little bit. So if you don't hear from him, that's why. It's all me here now. Looks like the 1500 meters is about to be underway. The athletes are just getting lined up. Again, keep your eyes out on that blue Ocean singlet, that white West Van singlet, and that green Cheetah singlet. We're 3 of the fastest athletes in the field here today. Whew. And it's certainly getting chilly out here. Should have brought gloves. You see some of the sprinters out there on the field doing their strides for the 200 meters, which we also have a very good field for. So that'll be coming up next after this 1500 meters. Whew, this kind of weather has really got me wanting summer back, huh? But then again, summer in Vancouver without air conditioning. I'm not sure I want that again. So we got some runners hitting strides out there. Women's 1500. Again, there's only one heat for this race with 15 athletes. So a lot of athletes out there, but also a lot of variation in seed time. So hopefully they're not too bunched up. Hopefully there's no trips or falls or anything. Looks like we have the lights coming on now. So the sun goes down a little more. It's good. It'll help with visibility. So you can see it's just a beautiful day out there. Women's 1500 meter. You can see they're taking off their outer layers, getting ready to race.
And we are just about to start the women's 1500 meters.
Hope the live stream is working out there for you, everyone, folks. It's our first time doing this, so we hope you all enjoying the show. And the results from the men's 1500 meters are in, and we'll go over those as soon as this race finishes. And they're off. The women's 1500 meters. It's like Ocean Singlets taking a quick lead. They're setting a fast early pace. Love to see it. I just can't stand those tactical championship races. They are fun to watch. It's a tight pack out there right now. All 15 runners staying pretty close together. Surely anyone's race at this point. But again, we have Oceans in first. We have, I think that is Mayella Hodgson. We have Ella there in second on the outside lane. On the inside there we have third. We have, I think, Sydney Clement. Coming through the 300 meters in around 54 seconds. It's a solid time. Same positions out there. Excuse me, folks. Ella's sitting there right in second, right behind Mayella and Hodgson in first. And again, the third place, it looks like Sydney Clement from West Vancouver Track and Field Club. All three teammates on the BC cross country team, which is great to see. Teammates now, I guess, enemies. Hopefully not vicious enemies or anything. It looks like they're beginning to string out with Ella, Mayella, and Sydney Clement in first, second, and third, respectively. With some SFU athletes as part of the chase pack there. It's shaping up to be a very good race. Coming through in around 2:10 with 2 laps to go. It looks like Mayella from Oceans Track and Field Club is beginning to open a bit of a gap on Ella and Sydney. And another runner in the race there. Can't quite see. Maybe I need new contact lenses. The 4 runners in first, second, third, and fourth place there are all very close. We're bound to have an exciting finish here today, folks. But again, it looks like Sydney Clement from West Vancouver Track and Field Club is beginning to pull away a little bit, with Mayella's following with her. Well, I don't think there's chase 2 there. I don't think they're willing to give up yet. With a lap and 100 to go. Sydney Clement in the lead, followed by Mayella Hodgson. 3:26 with 1 lap to go. And it's a fight for third place. So it's going to be a great finish here today, folks. Lots of excitement despite the cold. We have Ella Madsen in third place. We have Mayella in first and Sydney Clement in second. And they're starting to string out a little bit in this home stretch. Last 200 meters. Looks like Mayella's pulling away from Sydney Clement. Let's see if she can keep it up though. And Ella's confidently in third. They're closing hard, last 100 meters. Looks like Mayella Hodgson's running away with it. With a great finishing kick there. Great finishing speed. Sydney Clement looking like she's going to take second. And we have Ella Madsen looking like she's going to take third. A great finishing time there, 4:40. Ella Madsen finishing in 4:47. And a fight for fourth place. It's going to be tight on the line. On the line. Oh. And the SFU athletes come following in. Great finish here. Oh, and just passing someone right before the line. Great work. We have Ella Cowdens from the Coquitlam Cheetahs finishing in now here. Closing hard. A great race out there today, especially despite the conditions. Certainly not a lovely day out at all. Okay, coming up next, we have the men's 200, or the men's 200 meters, coming up at 6:35, so in around 10 minutes or so. And we'll give you the heat sheets closer to then. Okay, so when we're here, we're going to go over the results for the men's 1500 meters. So taking home first place, we had Jose Castro from SFU Athletics with a time of 4:03.69. In second place, we had Kirabel Bogali from SFU as well with 4:05.29. And in third place, we had Brendan Moore from SFU Athletics with a time of 4:11.53. So Simon Fraser University is sweeping the podium in the men's 1500 meters. And the rain is really starting to come down now. It'll be great to see this men's 200 meters. We have lots of strong athletes coming up.
Nathan George is coming back in the 200 after running the 400 earlier today.
Nathan George, I think he's the clear favorite in this race. A time of 21.13, but also Jeremy Belcher from Simon Fraser University Athletics with a strong time of 22.11.
Ethan Blake from the Cheetahs, 5 minutes 16 seconds, .64, followed by Joseph Domingo from the Cheetahs, 5 minutes 16 seconds, .73.
Setting up their blocks over there on the far side. We'll show that shortly.
The next event coming up will be the men's 200 meter, which starts at 6:35 p.m. and we will have
The clouds are rolling in. Hopefully the weather holds off for a little bit longer for these talented athletes. You know, we have an exciting year ahead of us here, Devin. Canadian Track and Field League. We have Swangard 10,000 meter Canadian Championships coming up in May, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I know last year that was a lot of fun. I raced the 800 meters, had a blast. It's always a good vibe with the drummers, the music, some of Canada's most talented athletes. We got some of the 200 meter athletes running out their strides. Got the camera on that for you folks. And again, this race, keep your eyes on lane 4 for Nathan George, Coquitlam Cheetahs. He ran 21.18 in the 200 meters last week. So he is certainly a force to be reckoned with. Let's get the view on the strides over there. It's looking like a little bit dark. Let's see if we can fix our camera a little bit. Do a little camera editing here. Sorry, folks. There we go, looking a lot better. Certainly getting darker and colder out here by the minute. So sorry if I'm sounding like I have a bit of a sniffly nose, because I most definitely do have a very sniffly nose right now. So if you're just joining us, the men's 200 meters should be underway in 3 or 4 minutes here, with a pretty talented field. Except I believe they may have a bit of a headwind here for the first 100 meters, so hopefully it doesn't affect the times too much. As you can see, Devin's camera work there's lots of rain on the track. So you can see the clouds rolling in up over there. It's a pretty nice mountain view though, isn't it, Devin?
Certainly.
Just gorgeous where this track is though. Feel blessed to live in the Tri-Cities, even with weather like this.
All right, we've got results for the women's 1,500 meter race.
Oh no.
Getting a little bit soggy out there.
So we got the results from the women's 1,500 meters. In first place, we had Mayella Hodgson from Oceans Athletics with a time of 4:41.1. Second place, we had Sydney Clement from West Van with a time of 4:43.73. And third, we had Ella Madsen from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 4:47.48.
47.48. Sophia Day in fourth place from West.
So it looks like definitely the weather's impacting those results a little bit. Cold day,
Fifth, we have Abigail Yabez
and a windy day,
from Ocean Athletics,
and a rainy day.
1.50.
But at least it's not a snowy day, or haily day, or a foggy day. I don't know what other kind of days you can have. looking like the men are lining up there in the 200-meter start. Again, keep your eyes on the green signet, Nathan George from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, who ran 21.18 last week. We also have Danny Zhang with the Vancouver T-Birds. We have, looks like we have Nick Taylor, who was a past high school champion in the 400 meters, and they're off the men's 200 meters. Looks like red is off fast. SFU Athletics closing hard. SFU on SFU. The solid time there. And not 19.9. My timer is wrong. I wish it was 19.9. Believe me. That would be a... Looks like we had Kaito Suzuki taking home first place there. Great work from the sprinters out here today, especially with these conditions. Looks like Suzuki ran 22.34, which is, I believe, a PB for him, according to the C time. So great work there for Kaito Suzuki. And I'm not sure if Nathan George was racing today. I think he might have DNS'd, which I don't blame him for this weather. You never want to get too cold and pull a muscle and be out for 5 months, right? Looks like the second heat of the men's 800 meters is hitting out their strides, so I'll give you guys the heat sheets for that. Looks like we have Massimo Artizzoni from the Vancouver T-Birds, Victor Zhao unattached, Ignacio Yanez unattached. We have Marty Pajarunas from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, and we have Timothy Siau out there, who ran the 800 meters earlier. So a smaller heat, but should still be a good race. You gotta love the 200 meters. So let's get a nice view of the athletes there. Oh, and the men's 200 meters is about to be underway. Let's see here. So again, lane 1 or lane 3, we have Massimo. Lane 4, Victor Zhao. Lane 5, Ignacio Yanez. And lane 6, Marty. And lane 7, we have Timothy Siau. So they're just about to get underway on this classic Vancouver April day. I guess it's April. Wow, time really flies. Just finishing up their strides. You know, Devin, I'd be surprised if I still had my fingers by the end of this. I think I'm turning a little bit purple.
Need some gloves out here.
Yeah, could really use some gloves. Still waiting on the results here from the last heat. So they're about to be underway. The men's 200 meters, second heat. And they're off. Looks like the neon singlet starting to take the lead. That is Massimo. Massimo has a strong lead coming out of the bend. Simo is closing hard. Looks like Marty's coming in for second place. And Timothy Siau coming in for third place. And in fourth place, it looks like we have Ignacio. So time. So tough conditions for sprinting out there today. Tough conditions for sure. Tough conditions for doing much of anything, to be honest. So coming up next at 7 p.m. we have the women's 200 meters. So that's around 22 minutes. We have a nice little break, so in the meantime, make a coffee, get up, have some chips, have some snacks, make yourself comfortable at home. Maybe turn on the fireplace. If I had a fireplace right now, I'd be turning it on. And we'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes for the women's 200 meters. Okay, and we got the results in of the men's 200 meters. So I'll let you guys know about that really quickly. So the men's 200 meters for section 1, heat 1, we had Kato Suzuki from SFU Athletics taking it home in 22.34. Second place, we had Jeremy Belcher from SFU Athletics with a time of 22.55. And third place, we had Nick Taylor from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 23.59. So good racing there. In the second heat, we had Victor Zhao taking first place with a time of 24.3. Second place, we had Marty Baharunas from the Cheetahs with 24.45. And third place, we had Timothy Siau from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 25.38. So again, some good racing there for us today. We have a little bit of spare time right now. If anyone wants to try to answer some trivia questions, we're going to be asking some trivia questions. There's no prizes except your own entertainment, but that's a pretty good prize, if I do say so myself.
Facts.
So the first question you guys can answer in the YouTube chat is, who is the coach of the Coquitlam Cheetahs distance squad? I'll give you guys 5 seconds in the chat to respond. Or maybe 10 seconds.
Or just however long.
However long it takes.
No Google.
You can't Google it. Well, I know the answer, Devin. Do you know the answer?
I do.
Who is the head coach of the Coquitlam Cheetahs distance squad?
The one and only Paul Self.
Paul Self. Now, Paul Self was a runner back in the day. I don't remember where he ran, but he was a good distance runner back in the day. Now, does anyone know the head coach of the Cheetah sprint group?
I don't know if anyone's participating. This is not a very lively chat here.
Yeah.
Come
It's
on.
okay. It's okay.
Come on, take him. Are you still out there?
Take him, Caden Lee. Do you know the answer, Caden Lee? Who was the head coach of the Coquitlam, or who is the head coach of the Coquitlam Cheetah sprint squad?
We got one more viewer.
Well, the correct answer is Tara Self.
So close.
Tara Self. You guys were close. You were very close.
Love the participation.
Anyways, coming up soon is the women's 200 meters. Another 12 minutes. It'll be underway. In the meantime, we have an answer. We have an answer in the chat. The truth. Tara, you're correct. You can give yourself a big pat on the back. And thank you for answering. It's great to get some participation here. So again, before we get started, we got Devin on the camera. He'll be showing you some. Oh, we having some camera glitches here. 1 second. A little uh-ohs. Let's get that right fixed up.
Oh, that's Sumai that I ate when I was running.
Oh, and there we go. Okay, before we get the women's 200 meters started, we have a quick little interview with Timothy Siau. Timothy Siau from the Coquitlam Cheetahs, who you guys saw racing the 800 meters and the 200 meters out there earlier today. So, Timothy, tell us about it. How was your race?
I ran in the 800 and the 200, and both races a PB. Yeah.
PB in both races, you
Yes,
said.
sir. Yes, sir.
How did it feel out there in the wind and rain?
In the wind, in the 800, there was not much wind. A little bit of rain, light rain. It was pretty good. Good conditions for the 800. But the 200, it was cold, rainy. Nah, not the best, honestly.
Yeah. Certainly tough weather out today, isn't it? Anything else you want to say, Timothy?
No, yeah, Adam's actually doing really good with the live stream, you know. I think he should do a lot more live streams like these, you know.
Right, okay. It was nice talking to you, Timothy. I hope you have a great day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks.
That was Timothy Siau. If you want to hear more from Timothy, or you interested in following his running journey, you can follow him on Timothy's Running channel on YouTube, or on Instagram on Timothy's Running account. He's a great athlete and a great person to follow, so check him out. Okay, and the women's 200 meters is about to be underway. The women's 200 meters is about to be underway. It looks like we have the first heat. We have Delaney Self from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. We have Jaden McLaughlin, Serena Kennedy, and Jalen, Jordan, McKenna, and Estella. So it looks like a good race. They're really ripping it down for the first 100 meters there. And my bad on the timer there, folks. Looks like we have Jalen from Coquitlam Cheetahs coming in hard. Looks like a tight finish. And she holds her off for first place. Great racing there from lane 5 from the Coquitlam Cheetahs out there. Great work from the Coquitlam Cheetahs athletes. And coming up soon, we're going to have a second heat of the women's 200 meters. So we'll get that heat sheet up for you guys. We have Candice Chung from the Coquitlam Cheetahs and Sarah Mihiloff, Manuela Miang, Suami Lima Hung, and Sumaya Ahmed, all from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. And again, sorry, that was a little bit of a head schedule. Just how these things go sometimes, I guess. And we see the chat. Thank you, The Truth. We appreciate your compliments. Okay, and now we're tuning in to the second heat of the women's 200 meters. And Devin's going to zoom in a little bit more so we can get a little bit of a better view. And it seems in the background there we have a truck. A truck has joined the race.
Would you look at that?
A truck has joined the race. You know, Devin, I think my money's on the truck.
He's burning down the curve. He's actually off the track. He's gone off road, so we'll have to disqualify him.
Yep, he's off the track. It's a lane violation.
And he's come to a full stop almost, so he's probably cramping up or something. Oh, there he goes.
You know, Devin, the question I would love to have answered is, in what distance could a vehicle like that beat a human? You think in the sprints it wouldn't even be close. The humans would destroy him.
I think anything over, depending on the engine of the car and the acceleration, like if you had a Tesla in the 200 or 100, you'd be pretty close.
Yeah.
But if
Let
let
us know in the chat what you think.
who would win, one Lamborghini or one Eliud Kipchoge?
Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, and the women's 200 meters is about to be underway. And I'll try to start the timer this time. Looks like they're getting into their blocks. Again, keep an eye on all 4 lanes. Seems like there's a very tight race here today for sea times, but you never know with this weather. You never know. And they're about to be off the women's 200 meter heat number 2. And there they go. Looks like inside lane. That's Candice Chung. They made up the stagger very quickly. Candice Chung looks to be in the lead right now as the wind picks up down the home stretch. I doubt this will be a legal time. Candice Chung is closing hard, gathering the field. Looks like second place we have Sumaya, and third place we have Manuela. And that was the second heat of the women's 200 meters. And all of those athletes actually ran the 100 meters earlier. So it's great to see them taking on 2 different distances today. And coming up next is one more event for today. And that is the men's 5,000 meters, which will be starting at 7:20. We only have 3 athletes in that field signed up as of now. But we'll see what happens out there on the day. We have Brendan Wong, Yamane Mulugata, and Warren McCullough. And we have Brendan Wong out here today. It's his first time racing a 5K in a little while. But he was the 2022 BC 8-kilometer champion, 24:31. And he also ran a 1:06 half marathon a few weeks ago. And he was actually an SFU graduate a couple years ago as well. So that's Brendan Wong from the Coquitlam Cheetahs. His sea time coming in today is 14:53, and we'll see if he can improve upon that with the current weather conditions. Might be a little bit of a challenge. So let's get that heat sheet up there for you guys. Hi folks, the men's 5,000 meters should be starting at 7:20, maybe a little bit earlier. So don't leave yet. Keep tuned for the men's 5,000 meters. We may have some interviews coming up as well in the meantime.
The men's 5,000 will be the final event of the evening. In the meantime, we do want to thank everyone for coming to the Coquitlam Cheetahs HeatA Green Track Meet. I appreciate you sticking through.
So again, men's 5,000 meters is coming up in 7:20, but possibly a little bit earlier. We might have an interview coming up with Paul Self himself. Oh, see what I did there, Devin? It was pretty clever, wasn't it?
That was quite clever.
Yeah, I thought it was quite clever. So leave in the chat if you have any interview questions you'd like to hear from Paul about his amazing job as a coach for the Coquitlam Cheetahs.
Thanks
The,
for the shout out, Mom.
And it seems like Paul Self is actually not coming.
Ah.
So sorry to get your hopes up, everybody, but maybe he'll be on a little bit later. You know, it takes a lot to plan these meets, especially in this weather. You have to get all the tents, all the timing. The Cheetahs just bought a timing system last year, and I think it was one of the best investments we've ever made. And never mind, there's Paul Self. You see him running on the right side of the screen there. He's coming for an interview. So let's get this set up.
I don't know if he's going to do it right now, though.
Okay, now so we have an interview with Paul Self coming up very quickly. So tune in, and I'll see if there's any questions in the chat. Anyone have any questions for Paul? So we have Paul Self here. Hello, Paul.
Hi. Thanks for doing this, guys. I hope people at home have enjoyed it.
Yeah. We have a couple questions to ask you. What have been the highlights of the meet for you so far today?
You know what? The name Siau Green for the meet sort of applied because we've had so many athletes. I think 41 cheetahs running, and that highlight is for me watching that wave of green come around the track for sure. And on an individual, probably. The women's 1500, one of our athletes, Cheetahs, Ella, ran very well, and the women's 200 actually was another highlight for the Cheetahs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we just want to thank you, and I think Miranda and Tara over there for putting on such a great meet today. Devin, do we have any other questions we'd like to ask?
Yeah, I got one. So what are your expectations for Brendan Wong here coming up in the 5,000?
Excellent question. So Brendan's coming off of some excellent runs this spring. He's in great shape. Unfortunately, you can probably tell from the video that it's really windy and it's raining, but it's more about the wind that's a challenge. But I'm hoping he runs a personal best. I think that's the goal. He's got the Sun Run coming up later this month, and this is to be a test to see how his speed's coming along.
All right.
Nope. Thank you again, Paul. And yeah, we'll have some more interviews coming up after the 5,000 meters.
Great, thank you.
So again, everyone, we have the men's 5,000 meters coming up shortly with Brendan Wong, Yamane Mulugata, and Warren McCullough. You can see on the field there we have Brendan Wong, who is Cheetahs athlete, SFU grad, full-time worker, full-time employed, full-time runner, athlete, doing his little drills. Maybe take notes, because certainly works well for him. I can pull up his Strava from a few months ago. I remember seeing some 30K training day. Certainly putting in the miles, and it's certainly paying off.
8K provincial champion.
He was the 8-kilometer provincial champion, which is no easy task. There's some talent here in British Columbia. But as Paul was saying, it's certainly a chilly day out here, and I think if I was racing in a singlet for 15 minutes, I'd freeze to death. So we'll see how Brendan does it.
Get an interview from him after.
Yeah, and stay tuned for after the race, because we're definitely going to be doing an interview with Brendan, and he has a lot of expertise to share. And we got Yamane there on the field as well, warming up with the Oceans coach. It's great to see a coach warming up with the athlete, especially on a day like this. It really shows commitment to the sport. Love to see it. So again, any of the results, I think, the results for the, did we do the results for the men's, for the women's 200? I think we did. If we did not, and I am mistaken, please find them online. They should be online very soon after this meet finishes. Oh, here we go, never mind. Women's 200 meters results. I have found them. We have, in first place of Heat 1, we had Jalen Cummings from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 25.67. In second place, we had Jordan Reed of the Vancouver Thunderbirds with a time of 25.87. And in third place, we had Serena Kennedy from the Coquitlam Cheetahs with a time of 26 flat. In the second heat, we had Candice Chung taking first place with a time of 30.41. Second, we had Sumaya Ahmed from the Cheetahs as well, taking second place with a time of 31.03. And third place, we had Manula Mayang from the Cheetahs with a time of 31.79. So some great times out there, some great personal bests out there for the Cheetahs athletes.
No. This has voice passing.
It certainly is cold out here tonight. I'm jealous of all you at home. If anyone wants to come take my place, I'll be here for another half an hour. So drive over to Percy Perry and take over some commentating. Maybe, listen to some podcasts on how to commentate on the way here. And I'll be glad to let you take over. And after the stream is finished, there's a good possibility I'll be editing a highlight video and posting this on the Coquitlam Cheetahs YouTube as well. So stay tuned for that, or the original race videos. Yeah, I love to do this for the club. The Cheetahs, they provide so much support for us, the athletes, and this is like the least we can do in return. It's like Brendan's just finishing up his drills over there. It's very easy to see him with that bright orange jacket, isn't it, Devin?
Yup.
And those red shoes? I wonder what those shoes are. Can we get an ultra high resolution photo of those shoes?
As far as I can go.
We'll say it to the computer. Computer, enhance.
Zoom, enhance. Oh my god.
Oh, and it looks like we're running out of battery here
Jason Bourne.
on the Nikon. So we're going to switch back to the main camera in the meantime. Okay, everyone. So it's 7:13 right now. We have the 5,000 meters starting at 7:20. Or where is? Oh, yeah, 7:20. And the weather is probably gonna get even worse by then. So it's lovely. Yeah. So stay tuned for the men's 5,000 meters. So hi there. We got another interview before the men's 5,000 meters, and it's with one of the sprinters here. So what? You can come closer. So what's your name and what was your event today?
I'm Siau. My events were the 100 meter and the 200 meter.
Right. 100 meter and the 200 meter. So how did the races go today? Did you have fun? Did you run any PBs or anything?
I'm not sure because I wasn't really able to hear my times, but I think for my 200 I ran a personal best.
Great. That's always great to hear, especially despite this weather, right?
Yeah, the weather is not having it with me. It's really too cold for my body to run.
Okay. Well, thank you, and try to stay warm out here, right?
Yep. Thank you. Bye bye.
So again, as the wind picks up here, the men's 5,000 meters is going to be underway shortly. Sorry, the papers are blown away. Okay, the men's 5,000 meters is off. Sorry, it happened a little bit slowly there. We're gonna get the camera set up in just 1 second. Sorry for the delay. We got Brendan Wong rocking the Dragonflies. And Yamane following him right behind. We'll get on a nicer camera here in 1 second. Which is not working. Lovely. 1 second, folks. Sorry for the delay. Okay, we'll see if that improves it at all. Sorry, we're still having some technical difficulties here. Why don't we try to fix this really quickly? Brendan Wong is taking a quick and dominant lead, coming through the second lap here, or a lap and a half here in 1:45. And then we got the camera back on here. Great work here, Devin on the camera. And we have Warren McCullough running strong in the Saucony Endorphin Speeds. Those are a great shoe. I love those shoes. My favorite shoes, I think. If you haven't tried them out, check them out. Saucony Endorphin Speeds. I'm not sponsored, but if anyone here works at Saucony, I'd love to have a Saucony deal, so hit me up. At Adam Crespi on Instagram. And Brendan Wong is running his own race here. He's on a very solid pace right now. We might see a sub 15 effort. But again, it is very windy out here, very chilly. So a sub 15 effort in this conditions is definitely worth probably 14:30 or something in a good day. So he's running alone here. Brendan Wong, Coquitlam Cheetahs. Those nice dragonfly spikes. I tell you, man, I'm a sucker for dragonflies. And Yamani's running well here too. He's really running well. He's got a beautiful stride. And Warren McCullough is coming around the bend here on the far left. See, my timer is a couple seconds off there, so sorry about that. $5K is a brutal race, especially out here on their own. These really are some tough guys out here today. See what kind of pace Brendan Wong is on. He's coming through. How many meters is that? Timothy, how many meters is that he's coming through?
Just did 1,200.
Just shy of 1,200 meters?
Just over 1,200. Yeah,
Oh, just over 1,200.
One more lap will be a mile.
We'll see what we'll tell you what he comes to the mile in. Brendan Wong is running very well, and he's looking very smooth here as well too. The unfortunate thing is this Percy Prairie track here used to be a full Mondo surface, which was super nice, super bouncy, great to work out here. But as you can see on the far right there, you see some of the rubber spots. Has got some bubbles in the track, some misuse, and all the rain here, right? It's just not good for a Mondo surface outside. So lots of bubbles. They replaced it with rubber, which is quite a hard transition when you're running in lane 1 there, to go from Mondo to rubber to Mondo to rubber. Definitely not ideal. And we got some lights coming on here, which is great. Should have a better view. I wish we had those on the whole time. Brendan Wong is still going to do. What's he through the mile in, Devin?
Yeah, I think I was a mile.
I missed it.
mile in 450, maybe 455, or 1600 meters, should I say. He's on good pace here, and you can see the huge puddles under each step he steps there. Certainly not ideal for a 5K. I bet his feet are very soggy right now. I'm not jealous. But he's running well. They don't call him Brendan Wong Speedster for nothing. And Yamane's running well here too. Be great to see a low 15 or sub 15 effort from Yamane. And Warren McCullough, he's going strong on the far left side of your screen there. There he is. I bet the Saucony endorphin speeds. The one thing about them is they're not going to be waterproof at all. So I bet he's feeling his wet toes right now too. They really need to make Gore-Tex track spikes, huh? Get some Gore-Tex Dragonflies? Maybe I'll talk to Nike about that idea. Timothy, hop on the mic. Timothy, you have anything to say?
No, I don't have any.
What do you think of this race?
What's that?
What do you think of Brendan's performance so far?
It's doing really good.
Brendan is ripping through here. Is this the 2,000 meters?
No,
They already passed it.
Yeah.
They already passed it, so he's probably running at... Oh, it's way past 2,000 meters. Yeah, what am I saying? Let's see what pace he's on here. 7 laps to go. He's running around 65, so he'll have a really solid time. Ronnie's feeling a little bit, but his stride's still looking good. He's got to get some of those super spikes.
What spikes are you running?
I'm not sure. He's running in some neon spikes. You know, those super spikes, they give you a real advantage. Back in my day, we just had normal spikes. Super spike's supposed to give you a second or two a lap, which is it's getting dark. It's like Brennan's about to lap Warren here.
gloves.
Devin Meadows is requesting some gloves because his hands are cold. Timothy, would you mind reaching in there and finding those gloves there? Thank you. Make sure nothing blows away, would you? Thank you.
Sir.
There goes Brendan. Nice job for Warren moving to lane 2 there, letting Brendan pass him. It's great to see that kind of sportsmanship in a race like this, even when it's more of a time trial for the athletes. Brendan's still looking pretty strong out there.
1 lap to go.
7:58 through the something. Certainly turning into a cold and miserable night here. But the athletes are still running. It's a great thing about the sport. Imani is running well. I'm excited to see what Brendan's going to come through here in for the 5K.
2,800, right?
2,800 meters.
Something like that.
Something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Splits are
it's
too
2,800.
hard. But he's moving. He's moving. You guys can probably tell.
I think this is the 3K, right?
3K coming through here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3,000 meters. He's coming through in a little over 9 minutes. That's well off his PB, but with the conditions, it's understandable. He's running around 3:04 kilometer pace right now. So unless he can really close the next 5 laps, I don't think we're going to be seeing any personal bests here today. But you never know. You never know. And same with Yamane. Coming through here at 3:10, 3:12 pace. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have our splits right.
We're like a few seconds fast.
It really is a thing of beauty to see this, though. Man alone versus the elements in the track. Seeing the best running performance he can put out. There's a certain beauty to it, I'd say. Brendan's still moving well. He may have picked up the pace a little bit. Coming through with 3 laps to go and 10:30.
4 laps to go.
Oh, 4 laps to go, yeah. 3 laps to go, that would be a very fast time. Warren moving over for Yamane to pass right as they go through a huge puddle. I think the extra kilogram of water he has on his feet is probably what's slowing him down, eh?
Got a mile left.
So you can drop a sub 4 minute mile here, then we'll see a PB, but not sure if that's going to happen today.
Hey, you never know.
Well, Canadians have some pretty fast miles lately. If you've seen Cameron Proseviat from SFU grad, he dropped a 3:52 indoor mile. It's a new Canadian record just a couple months ago. Pretty phenomenal performance. And he went and raced in Serbia. Never saw the results to that, but you know, first time on the world stage can be a challenge. Those SFU guys, they have a really strong team, really strong community up there with Charlie Donat, Aaron All, some really strong distance guys at Simon Fraser University.
3 laps to go, 3 laps to go.
Next year they have another athlete, Joe Curtis, joining the SFU team. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do at SFU because it'll be a new training group for him after years of being with the Cheetahs.
We will miss him.
We'll miss him a lot. He's actually in Europe right now. He would be racing.
Yeah, so if you're watching from Europe, Joe,
We hope you're doing well. And here comes Yamane with coming through the 3 laps to go mark. Only 1,500 meters left, as the ocean coach says.
it's more like 1,200 meters.
Yeah, 12.
So maybe the ocean's coach was wrong, or we are wrong. Probably we are wrong.
We'll see.
You know, a lot of things are changing next year for the Cheetahs. Adam Crespi and Devin Meadows, that's us. We're moving on to UBC. And yeah, it'll be a big change, but it'll be exciting. You know, Devin's studying kinesiology. I hope to have personal massages. And I hope to have physio services whenever I need them. Brendan Wong is running well here.
How many people are in the chat? Oh, it's still 15. Ooh.
And we're losing some camera battery here, folks. But you know, maybe it'll last for the next 2 or 3 minutes. There's only one way to find out. I don't like having that camera icon there, though, or that battery icon. It is what it is. Cut it out in post, you know. Yamane is running well still. Seems to have picked up the pace a little bit for these last couple laps. Certainly feeling the pain right now.
800 to go.
I've never raced a 5K on the track before, but I'm sure it's no less fun than a cross country on the trail. And Warren McCullough still moving well. Keeping it consistent.
This is the last lap for Brendan Wong. Should be. Last lap right here.
So Brendan Wong looks like he'll be staying a finishing time of 15:15 or so, which is a solid effort on a night like this. You hear the cheers here. We're excited.
Alright, let's go.
Even on a night like this, can't keep our spirits down. Here comes Yamane, in the home stretch of his second to last lap.
Look at that transitional camera work.
Yamane's got a lap to go as Brendan comes around the last 200 meters. Here comes Brendan Wong. He's putting on the paces now. Putting on the jets. Want to be a Cole Hawker out here, huh? He's got better form than Cole Hawker does, though. Cole Hawker kind of loses control in the last 100 meters. Brendan's moving well. He's certainly fit to run, what, 15:20, 15:25 on a night like this? Yeah. And we got Yamane closing here. 200 meters to go. Yep, Brendan Wong finished in around, what, 15:30, 15:25?
That's pretty good.
Which is a really solid time considering the conditions. And here comes Yamane coming down the home stretch. And here he comes. Steam rolling down. Great effort. Great effort from Yamane. Brutal night. Putting in the work. Gotta respect it. 16:12 is his finishing time.
Nice, nice.
And now it's just Warren McCullough out there alone. Last but not least. Also ask Tara if there's anyone I need to interview. Warren's got one lap to go. Warren McCullough from unattached British Columbia, unattached. And we got Warren McCullough coming through his last lap here, all out on the track. In this horrible weather, to put it one way. Seems like the camera might be running out of battery, so sorry if we cut to the wide view before it's time. And if everyone's leaving, thank you for tuning in. I want to stay a little bit longer. We're going to have a couple more post-race interviews. So, Brendan Wong's going to be coming up here any minute. So, hold off on leaving. Hold your horses. As Warren McCullough comes into the finish. And he finishes hard at the time of 18:14. A solid effort for this weather. Yeah. You feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it on mine too.
Okay, so thank you for tuning in today, folks. Have a great night, and hope you enjoyed. We should post some highlights and some more videos of this races on YouTube tomorrow or YouTube on Monday. And before you go, we might have another interview with Brendan Wong here, depending on how tired he is. It might be a little bit wet and cold for an interview, but we'll try to call him over for you guys before we go. So anyone who's still here, we have Brendan Wong coming up for a post-race interview. And then other than that, that's it for races for today. So if you'd like to watch Brendan Wong have a little conversation with us. And the results for the men's 5,000 meters. We had Brendan Wong in first place, who ran 15:26. And we had Yamane in second. And Yamane ran 16:11. And Warren McCullough ran 18:14. 47.
Thank you to all athletes, all spectators, and everyone. Thanks for joining us for the Green Beach. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you for joining us. That's the end of all the scheduled programming. But again, an interview with Brendan Wong will be coming up shortly, right after he changes his shoes and maybe warms up a little bit, because it's freezing out here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just, as the races are all finished, we're just waiting for Brendan Wong to get over here for a little post-race interview. So if you have any questions for Brendan, leave them in the chat. Devin, do you have any questions you think we should ask?
So how did you feel out there, Brendan?
Yeah, so great efforts today from all the athletes here. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And as soon as Brendan Wong starts making his way over here and stops chatting, we'll have a little interview with him. But he's a little bit chatty, so it might take a little while. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions or comments in the chat, any suggestions for the next live stream that we end up doing, please leave them in the chat. Love to get feedback. Love to hear what worked. Love to hear what didn't work. Okay.
It's done quick.
Oh, what's up, chat?
I'm freezing.
It's very cold out here. We're hoping Brendan Wong moves over here quicker than he already is. Because it's freezing, 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 freezing. I can't feel my toes. Whew. So Brendan's just gonna make his way over here soon enough, and you can see Devin carrying the post there. So again, in the pouring rain and the storm rolls in, waiting for Brendan Wong. Feel free to log off if you're need to get some sleep. But that's the end of events for tonight. Again, so just waiting for Brendan Wong. Sorry, they didn't. So any questions in the chat? Fidelity, he ran at UBC and graduated in 2019. That's cool. That's great. Do you know what you ran? You run middle distance, longer distance, sprints. I hope you didn't run sprints. I'm just joking. We love sprinters. And there comes running wrong in his neon. And here he comes up for the little post-race interview. So we'll get things rolling here. Brendan! That's good. We're gonna get you on a little interview here. We have some questions. So Brendan, how did it feel out there today?
Oh, it was good. It was fun. Yeah, it was a little rainy, but it's nice to, get out there and put a good effort in.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's not ideal, huh? Yeah. What are your future plans? What's up next for you in the season?
My next big race is the Sun Run. Is my next big race, and then I'll be running the 10K champs on the track at Swangard, and then a few weeks from now I'll go to the Ottawa National 10K. Those are a couple big races coming up.
Yeah.
Next couple weeks. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll be warmer for those races and a little bit less rainy and miserable. I saw you had the dragonflies on. How are those feeling?
Oh, they're something else. They're amazing. I feel like I should have ran harder, but yeah, they make it really easy. I can't just. You just gotta get a pair if you can. When you like all the other guys are running in them. Guys are just.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Well, thanks for coming to talk with us, Brendan, and I hope you have a good night.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for showing up and filming this for us.
Okay, well that's it for the Cheetah Sea of Green 2022 meet, everyone. Hope you have a great night, and tune in next time.